attacking. Welcome back, everybody, here to our coverage of the Dota 2 Champions League. I'm your host for the English live stream, Toby1, bringing you game number 2 of our US versus Brazilian game. It is Pain going up against SNA. Game number 1 brought us a interesting draft, but a depressing laning phase. We're hoping for something different here in game number 2. Now, of course, I do say we, not the royal we. It is, in fact, just the two of us. Clairvoyance, welcome back for game 2.
Thanks for having me as always, Toby. And yeah, I must admit, you know, I did spur out a lot of negativity regarding the Void, but looks like that'll not happen this game as Sneaky Next Assassin's Ninja first bandit.
We had a very justifiable reason for that. When your CS
I don't know,
when your CS is 3-2 up against a 2017 Razor and you're only like 3 minutes into the game, you know something is seriously wrong.
5 seconds
Honestly, like I don't know, like I don't even want to care about it too much, but I see this Void pick going up against Razor, like it's not the first, second, or third time, and I have to say it really strikes a nerve. But overall, Pain Gaming picking up a much more stable first 2 set of picks this time with the Skywrath Mage as well as the Centaur, and I think Sneaky Nyx Assassins were actually contemplating on either the Centaur or Batrider as their second pick, because they immediately decided to grab up the Brewmaster, saying, okay, Razor, Death Prophet, Terrorblade out. Brewmaster in, and we'll take it after they took the Skywrath. Of course, Skywrath is known to be generally better against the Brewmaster amongst other supports, I guess, because the range of disable from the Ancient Seal is much greater than a lot of other support initiations, like before the Brewmaster splits. But the other thing is Centaur is really good against Brewmaster as well, because you Stampede, and I guess they were debating between the Centaur and Bat and decided to pick up the Bat.
Man, with the Batrider is one of these things where, sure, hey, Centaur let you get away, but you're still playing on the Radiant side, and you might be concerned that Pain Gaming are going to try and exploit Roshan. But you have a Batrider. This guy's got 2 different cliffs he can drag you onto, which also gives him, like, the invisibility, technically, with the Fog of War. He can just fly himself over the pit and jump in when he is good and ready. Unless Pain have one of those defensive wards up, then he's kind of in a, like, Pain Gaming won't be able to get any kind of advantage. Not to mention, because it's such a close choke point, Flame Break has become like one of the greatest abilities to have around Roshan now.
Yeah.
Because you can bump everybody. If you get it right, you can actually bump everybody up onto a cliff with 1 Flame Break.
Well, they'd have to have certain positioning as well.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just one of those things where, hey, if it happens, we'll laugh our asses off, but we'll also say, ooh, imbalance.
Yeah. They'll definitely have to bundle up quite a bit, but I mean, Roshan's going to have to say against that too. His new slam does ridiculous amounts of damage to a lot of lower life point targets in the pit. And of course, now, you touched upon the Roshan pit, so I want to say, this is somewhat intricate when it comes to competitive detailing. But basically, with a lot of tournaments, you know, there's always the first pick, second pick choice for one team and the side choice for the other, the Radiant or Dire. At the International, it was very clear in 6.81 that whoever has priority on either side or pick choice would always choose side, and they would always choose Dire. And of course, the second team with the other option said, we will always take first pick, because you never want to give Dire first pick, because the potential Lycan pick means that you waste a ban against a good team. Yeah. And it always hurts. This patch, IceFrog did 2 things. Of course, one is the big Roshan movement. The other interesting thing is he reverted the 5th pick stage, or the 3rd phase of the ban and pick, which means that first pick effectively no longer gets the first and the last pick of the game, but they get the first pick all the way to the second last pick of the game, which means second pick gets the last pick. If you think about it, second pick used to have its own advantages in a sense that you pick up the 3 heroes all together, because you pick up the 2, enemy takes the 1, and then you take another one, so it's kind of like 3-to-1 exchange in that sense. But now it always gets the last pick as well, and the reason why first pick was so strong was not only because you get the first pick priority in what you want, but you also got the last hero pick to counter up what the second pick team had. You can no longer do that because the second pick actually hides their picks and has a better sequence of picks overall. So it's really interesting, and honestly, I don't even see teams favoring Dire anymore, even though Dire offlane got better and the Radiant offlane got nerfed. Positionally speaking, I would say Radiant's still better, and on top of that, I would say, yeah, second pick is vastly superior to its previous comparison. So it's very interesting at the moment, and I'm sure by ESL, teams will have figured out which is better or what they prefer. But right now, it's still up in the air.
Do you know how close ESL is as well?
Yeah, very close.
Like, I looked at my calendar and I'm like, I want to play.
I'm so hyped, dude.
I want to play in 5 days.
Yeah.
Actually less than that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, basically, you can say in 4 days' time, I will be on a plane going to New York.
Yeah.
I'm also
in
going to
4
fly
days time,
too.
we're going to see the best Dota so
we
far.
completed the entire US qualifier in those 4 days, by the way. The grand final was meant to be actually on Sunday night, but it seems like we'll have to be waiting a little bit. Oh, I'm not so sure about this from Paint Gaming. Mainly because I have a funny feeling of what's coming up. And the Enigma, I'm never a massive fan of up against a Brewmaster. Primarily because, like, unless there's always a straight follow-up with inside the black hole, like some proper burst damage, and the Brewmaster's just going to split on him. But I got a funny feeling this is like one of those PA games.
Oh, like the one we saw earlier? With with the Mystico and Code. Not today versus Navi US.
No!
No, on the opposite end.
This is not meant to be one of these games! Damn it!
So this Medusa hero, again, you know, you survive into the mid-late game and it's super duper strong against something like what Pain Gaming have. They have a lot of good damage, but just not enough to face up against a Medusa. Again, though, this hero, I think it hasn't been figured out quite well. I think this hero's got untapped potential as well. But he's got a lot of lineups that you need to figure out how it synergizes with. Like this hero at the mid lane, he becomes a total anchor, better than a Viper. He tanks up so much. And I guess if you do the Mystic Snake build, the Snake actually hits through fog, which means that at nighttime, if the enemy hero is on the hill, as long as the bounce distance is there, it'll actually hit the enemy hero, and it does so much damage because of the increased damage jump. So it's an interesting hero for sure.
I think Medusa is my new Naga Siren. Actually, no. I like Naga Siren. It was my TI2. It was my TI2 hero. So I have nightmares about Medusa because of what happened in Warcraft 3 Dota. That's why I have such a strong reaction against the Medusa. You know actually, what I was talking about. We discussed it during our first game of the night.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, Toby.
Yeah, just on the wrong team.
Wrong team though.
Because I was looking for what Ogre Magi would be buffing up. Like, personally, I'm a massive fan of seeing something like a Lone Druid and an Ogre Magi together. But because you've already got a Batrider and a Brewmaster, unless you're going to run a safe lane Lone Druid, then you weren't really going to achieve much.
10 seconds
but the fact that you're able just to buff up one hero, so his high movement speed, the Batrider loves that. But is it really going to be what Medusa can take advantage of? It's,
reserve time.
She can sit there and tank a lot. But increasing her attack speed, is this really going to be enough? If you have a Rapier Medusa, sure. That's really powerful. But if you're sitting in a Rapier Medusa, more than likely, you've already won the game. Or you're in such a horrendous position that you need to basically have both a Daedalus and a Rapier on that hero to make anything really magically happen.
Dire team ban.
I think with Ogre, a lot of people do get deceived by that Bloodlust, honestly. It's like people thinking back in the day that before the Empower buff up happened recently, and even now, like people think that this Magnus plus PA or Sven combo and whatever just got so much stronger. It really doesn't change much because if you look at the duration, 30-40 seconds in the span of a game, it's not that long. And it might come to a point where the team fight actually benefits from it. But for this Ogre hero, this Bloodlust spell is really cherry on top. What you really, really want to look at is his potential multicast from Aghanim Scepter.
True.
I mean, yeah, the refined Fire Blast from the Aghanim Scepter, or the potential multicast, which allows him to apply this Fire Blast stun, which got buffed up, by the way, in terms of duration. It used to be a 0.3 second interval, now it's 0.4. So if you multicast once, you're guaranteeing pretty much a 2-second stun on top of the huge burst. And more importantly, that Ignite. Now that multicast has been reworked, or tweaked over the last little while, this Ignite can bounce onto multiple targets in the team fight. And this slow that it applies, it's almost like when you hit a Viper. It's super obnoxious, and it does so much damage. So this Ogre hero, on top of the fact that he's got 7 armor, all these nice spells, 3 HP regen per second, it's a really good support hero, and the Bloodlust really is just cherry on top.
Pain Gaming have one of the most spectacular team fights I think any team probably could have drafted in for. You have RP into Black Hole, into Hoofstomp double-edged spill damage, to an empowered buff-up Phantom Assassin who could potentially crit the entire team in one swing. And you got a Skywrath Mage who's also capable of sealing the Brewmaster to make sure there's no counter-initiation, but also dropping the Mystic Flare in the middle of the engagement too, and spamming out more and more abilities. Pain Gaming have the ultimate glory hole. to be created. Like that's what this is.
Prepare for battle.
Oh gosh. Toby, you're right, man. When you're right, you're right.
Sorry, I should probably turn that around and say Hall of Glory. We'll call it Hall of Glory, all right? It's the Hall of Glory.
Oh gosh. Dude, Toby, you're too strong, man.
I gotta remember that I'm actually commentating to a bunch of people that probably watch more porn than anybody else in the world.
Well, if you put it like that, I mean, I don't know what to say. Oof, you're calling out a lot of nerds right now, Toby. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel offended.
Perverted people. Freaking perverted race. The Hall of Glory! Alright? There you go. You can still snigger and giggle all you really want to. But we call it the Hall of Glory.
Oh man.
But the combination is still good. Like, if we want to do it with the proper gaming, it's Wombo Combo! Is what it is. They've got a big Wombo Combo.
Yeah. Again though, that kind of thing really forces on the execution of pain gaming. I can't support the Magnus pickup here when you have the Enigma as well as the Centaur. I think it's kind of overkill. And honestly, Magnus against most heroes in this patch, again, people thought it was going to be really strong and viable. It's not. It's overall a mismatch. The same issues transpire with the hero. He doesn't scale that well, and offlane heroes these days, they become these hero killers just like the Magnus. Except they probably do what Magnus does, but better, like Bat Rider or Void. And they play it much safer as well. But Magnus is not a bad hero. It's a good hero. It's just in a weird place right now because he doesn't really fit the role that people put him on, which is this 2 position at mid. It just doesn't scale. It doesn't allow him to...
You can always do what like Koifa does and he takes it to the offlane.
Yeah, like offlane Magnus is fine. The only problem with offlane Magnus is, I mean, sometimes you walk up to the creep wave and you die.
Downside.
Yeah.
Well, if he had his old skewer pack, then maybe he would fit in a little bit better. Because that was the primary reason why he got taken off the offlane. It's because they reduced the range.
That 1200 skewer was so dumb. That was like you sent him from one hill to the other, from one tower to the other, and like come on now. It's just
a level 1 ability.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, into our laning phase we go. So. Let's check it out. So we'll have TC, Brewmaster going up against the Magnus, played by King Red. Up towards our north lane, we have Ike's Mike 88. This time he'll be the man over on the Bat Rider. Going up against Ned as a Skywrath Mage to support, trying to zone him out. And 40R gives up the Naga Siren to pick up something just a little bit more aggressive, which is the Phantom Assassin. And he'll need that aggression right now because Fluff and stuff, he's already rotating over. They're using Mike as bait because they've already got 4 napalm stacks. And Ned, oh, it's nice knowing you. They're going to try and follow up here into 40R. He doesn't have a blink strike. He has nothing. And the first blood goes to Ike's Mike 88. Whitebeard was also coming up. He ended up actually doing absolutely nothing in that engagement. He did then end up picking up his Fire Blast up at level 1. And he'll be the Ogre Magi. Into the jungle, we have Baja. He'll be the Enigma over there. And I think that actually wraps up our lanes, apart from the Centaur offlane, to be played by a new player, up against Oosh Medusa. Is there actually a better way to pronounce his name? I think I asked him before, and I've actually forgotten what his answer was.
I think it's just Ush.
It's just Ush?
Yeah.
It's like, is that meant to be like Ush? I guess it.
Well, that would depend on his singing and dancing.
Did Usher really ever dance?
Oh, come on.
Does any R&B person ever really dance? Like, they just have baggy pants and just bounce on the stage.
Chris Brown, that guy's a good dancer.
That's true. That is very, very true.
Ask Rihanna.
Justin, I will, wouldn't be the thing I'd ask Rihanna. 40R is going to dive under the tier 1 tower. So we go 2-0 now on the board. The Centaur's also looking very, very unhealthy. If he only knew there was a regeneration rune on the bottom river, he would be there in a heartbeat. While Courier's delivering into perilous zones. Bringing boots and bottle all the way up for the Bat Rider. But they're really keeping a lot of pressure on this top lane. And the Enigma can't do anything. In fact, the Enigma's really being restricted too. He's trying to farm up as quickly as he can, but he's out of mana. And we're 2.5 minutes in, he's cracked level 3. So it's not the fastest transition ever for an Enigma, especially when Fluff and stuff keeps doing this.
Oh, this hurts so much. Yeah. He's destroying the Eidolons, and of course, if he killed the neutral, I mean, he would have split the EXP anyway, so Fluff would have been content regardless. And this Ogre Magi, Toby, you see this Orb of Venom item on this Ogre? It's It's made a wave in public matchmaking for almost a year now, but with the recent Ogre buffs, it's just coming back even harder.
Do you remember the
this
first
hero
person
is actually
to do that?
so annoying too.
Do you remember the first
Pardon
person?
Me?
The first person to ever pick up an Orb of Venom over on an Ogre Magi.
This is the first time you've seen it?
No. No, do you remember the first person who did it and when they did it?
Oh, who was it? I don't recall.
It was Puppy. It was Puppy almost 2 years ago.
Oh, was it now?
When he was just like sitting there going, man, it's a double slow.
Yeah.
Because I have Ignite and I have an Orb of Venom. Now, Flufferstuff's in, well, I'll say a little bit of trouble. Ned's in more trouble when Whitebeard rotates over. I might be wrong about that, because I remember we didn't really double check most of our stats we're using back in those days. Ned. Okay, Ned. Okay, he cuts through the tree line, but even stopping to do that cut causes you a large portion of problems. He can cut his shots up, but the Ignite's there, Flufferstuff really slowed down, and the blink in from 40R, they will get the stun off, and now 40R's got nowhere to go. They're out of mana for the sticky napalm, so we're trying to get the Firefly in front of him. The Ignite and Hellfire Blast coming off cooldown in a moment. Now, well, there's no mouth for stun for the Enigma. He's just got Convergence and Midnight Pulse. So the other two heroes will back up, and maybe Flufferstuff getting a little overconfident on that top lane. Well, new player's doing the same thing on bottom lane, but his Observer Wall will scout the fact that Fluff's already rotating over.
Yep, that's the story for now at top lane. Of course, the lane is, I would still say, somewhat even. The Batrider is still getting the level in CS he's looking for, and of course his farm will grow exponentially as it gets more levels in Firefly. But yeah, regarding that Ogre build, it's actually so hard to deal with an Ogre that walks around the map with boots and just drops his level 1 stun and this maxed out Ignite. He catches up to any target, and if you're too far, if you're too far low, for example at the mid lane, you're where King RD is, for example, and you don't have a skewer, you might just end up dying to right clicks. That hero is interesting right now. I'm not too convinced on it being a core. I know some people have, I don't know, I saw a Reddit thread recently too about how you can spam Ignite. Cloud9 actually tried it last patch, maxing Ignite at mid lane as Ogre Magi, and you just find these problems where he just doesn't scale.
My Ignite experience kind of goes into just like a full dot team. I think I actually sent you a message about that, because I'm like, man, I need to go to my Theory Crafter, which is you. And I sent a message basically going, alright, so how are you meant to beat a team that, okay, TC, he's going to split. King Red runs away. He needed that Storm Brawling to hit, and he's moving in so deep for this. Into the tree line, and then a TP out. That's not going to work, man. He threw the Earth Stun as well to make sure no more support can come quick enough.
Dire's middle tower is under
So a solo kill coming in there for TC, again proving his haters wrong. While up on top lane, he started the blast. He was waiting for someone to back up. Now, baited out twice. The Firefly comes in. There's no lasso. It's a blink away, but he's already got 3 sticky napalm stacks in him. Make that 4 with the Ignite as well. And they're just diving in so deep. Whitebeard, you're throwing away your life, man. Enigma came in from the side. IX Mike 88 still got that flame burn with the fight with a flame break. To Baja as well as Nep. They dropped him a little bit lower with the creep wave that was chasing him down. New player's looking for another battle into Ush.
I see that our previous talks has had no impact.
Yeah, it hasn't. Sorry, I just like his name more as Ush. It's
oh
just,
gosh, he's doing it again.
It's so much more. It's so much more epic. Yeah, but I want my Theory Crafter, just to throw this one out there for if we go back to our Ignite conversation while everyone should be chilling in their lanes. But you're actually able to go like a full stack lineup. So you use heroes like Jakiro, like Viper, like Venomancer, along with the Ogre Magi. And then you just need someone else with some nice like clearance or stack. And I kind of went with something like a Pugna, so you could force out the lanes. But you just end up going for this full stack lineup, and you throw it on them in a big area of effect, and you're like, okay. So I go from 100 to basically 30% of my life points just because of the tick damage. Not including any kind of burst damage you can work with that. Whoa! King Red, RP, he'll use it. His mana for Skewer is coming up right now. The seal goes on TC. And TC's already got 1,000 life points. They Skewer! Oh my god! He's gonna try a TP! TC, that was never gonna work. But, well, the whole of glory, no so gloriful.
Yeah, you know, if TC clapped there, and if he actually got the Skywrath in range, what would have happened is he would have slowed the attack speed of both Magnus and Skywrath, and he might have just gotten away instead of TPing. But, I mean, that was still a big mistake coming out of Pain RD. Not so much a mistake, but I guess miscoordination coming out of Pain, so I guess he shouldn't really have escaped it in the first place. but the opportunity had risen, and it's unfortunate that he opted to go TP. But yeah, I mean, you know the lineup you mentioned, right? Like Jakiro, Venomancer, those heroes will work with anything. And I understand the DOT concerns, and Ogre Magi can very well work, but in terms of an imbalanced strategy, I'm not sure, because it's like it's relying on all these DOTs.
I just saw it imbalanced once. I just saw it imbalanced once.
It's a good strat though.
It was just hilarious to watch. I saw a team 18 minutes in push into a tier 3 tab with that. They just dumped their load on the enemy. And the enemy was actually too close together. The Liquid Fire actually connected on 3 people. The Venomancer ulti hit everybody. The Gale connected on 4 at the end of it. And I'm just there going, this is not ending well. Because they tightened themselves up because it was the choke point on the stairwell. So they're trying to move down. So it was just one of those moments where it happens very rarely. IXMike88 is going to Firefly up, and then instantly it's like, well, okay, Firefly Ned's standing right next to me. But it was in probably the last little hole those trees had, which was obscuring the vision from the dire ward. The attack cannot finish him off. 11 life points over from the Skywrath Mage. Will TP himself away to safety, while 40i decides to jump back into the flames. Magnus will pick himself up a haste rune, but he won't be coming top lane anytime soon. But a fell gank coming up from Nyx Assassins.
Yeah, so I think this was a really good demonstration of the Centaur focusing on the level 6 without dying. Of course, this is a Medusa Centaur lane, so you can't expect too many kills coming out, but this Stampede, it's so useful as a spell, and it's not so much like a Furion. It can guarantee safety more than it can provide aggression. Of course, if this was a Furion, then you would just use Wrath of Nature and just turn on the tri-lane or wherever the fighting happens, but overall, really nice hero and going to show its use once again. And of course, going back to the TC point at mid, when he got that solo kill on Magnus, I know it's somewhat of a forlorn point, but his Panda micro is probably one of the best in the scene, I would say. There's actually a few Panda players, like Jo back in the day when he played Panda. His micro with Panda was really, really good. And you could tell with their Panda movements, their Pandas never block each other. Whitebeard does follow the top lane to the gank coming out of the Enigma, who is now level 7, and the Skywrath and the PA, so it was a rather simple kill.
Don't do that, man. The skewer was your only escape mechanism. He was considering an RP. The Batrider will cover, but he'll keep his distance here. And the RP would have been a waste at the end of the day. He skewered the Brewmaster back onto the tier 1 tower, which, funny enough, doesn't work. Especially when then IXMike88 can capitalize and take out the creep wave with just a couple of sticky napalms and a flame break and Firefly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we've still got this this Medusa getting free farm. And the Centaur's trying to battle here, but the Mystic Snake is making it rather difficult to do so. He's taking away all the life points.
Yeah, I can't agree though. I don't see the effectiveness of the phase boots. I have tried it before, and I do realize it gives more damage. And I mean, you walk around a little bit faster.
I think the best way to look at it, man, is why you pick up phase boots over a hero like a Nature's Prophet. Because phase boots just allow you to be so much more aggressive in the lane, and you can zone out the hero with pure DPS. And right now you're doing a combination where you got Mystic Snake and you got your Mana Shield. So with that, it's just consistent chip damage into a hero who's got, sure, Tranquil Burst, but the regeneration of that's quite poor. Ned gets completely destroyed. The Skewer comes in, but he's nowhere near for an RP. And you got the Enigma coming in. They trigger the Centaur ulti. And Stifling Dagger, they can turn. Whitebeard, his Fire Blast is coming off cooldown right now, so he cancels up whoever he wants to Flame Break, pushes them back. There goes Stanova on the Centaur. No multicast for him. But they go 1 for 1 as the trade-off. IXMike88 Blink Dagger comes back off cooldown. But you've still got now Medusa pushing into the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Just the first points of damage into the lane. I just see it as more of a zone out kind of thing which you do from the Medusa, which is the phase boots.
I don't know. I think Tretz just does it so much better. I think people who buy phase boots with this hero honestly just became too comfortable with it. And just as you said with Furion, like there are still people who buy phase boots with Furion when it's not the right time to do so. And I think a good demonstration of that is just by the fact that Furions have no longer been getting phase boots. And I think Admiral Bulldog really started the movement with the Blink Dagger. But yeah, with the no talisman blade mail build too, you don't build phase boots. It's not the kind of commitment you need in the lane because you get no talismans for it anyway, for the damage. So I do question it, and I think I'll end up just questioning it the whole time.
TC, again, King Red being so aggressive with those skewers. But TC with the Blink Dagger, you can just see it coming from a mile away. It's easier to evade than avoid.
Oh man, this Skywrath better be careful.
Blink, clap. What rune? It was TC, and he actually took the bounty rune, and he wants to grab Ned's head. The RP's been committed! The Brewmaster's still got split, and Fluff's gonna come over. Just one stun means they can get the follow-up from Fluff and stuff. He's got the Edict damage ticking in as well. Turns on the Pulse Nova. And King Red, 20 life points, skewers away, but the attack from Leshrac was still going to follow him over. Well, Baja was picked up and thrown out of here. The Midnight Pulse will go down. Whitebeard sealed up for the moment. The stuns are coming off cooldown for him. He throws over on the Enigma, just slowing him down. TC's considering a blink back into a clap. Considers and goes the whole hog, and he got the void. I mean, he got the black hole over on both the Batrider as well as TC, but where's your follow-up? Flame Break, TC needs some more space. Clap's coming off cooldown, bottling up. There's your Clap. There's a triple kill for 40R. And he wants another one. IX Mike 88, that Malphistone causing him some problems. Blink Dagger in 1 second time on just TP out, and they can't see him. They have no stuns anyway. Not that can reach him.
I think they're gonna stick around for a bit, actually. Yeah, there it is. They finally discovered that he's gone, and holy crap, that Midnight Pulse covers half the screen.
It is.
It is so big.
It's beautiful.
My goodness, that spell. Oh my god.
It's beautiful.
Oh, 5.25 damage per second, pure damage. Oh, that spell. Oh my gosh. It's so strong.
It's a wonderful ability, isn't it? It's a wonderful, wonderful
so
ability.
Strong.
We got Batrider coming in for round 3 here in mid lane. You'll see 40R, but he won't be able to catch up to him with that tree line completely gone on the side. There's little to no surprise apart from this Centaur with a Blink Dagger. The Courier is, however, bringing it out, and it's going to come a little bit too late. The Firefly's on cooldown. They leave an Observer Ward behind. See, there's a ping coming up there from the Skywrath Mage saying, check in this little corner around here. But there's no ward there. It's directly in the lane. And Medusa also took the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. That's the now Void Stone flying out. So pretty close to Lincoln Sphere. And we're still only 14 minutes into this game. The Courier flies over the top. Do they consider killing it? The Observer Ward to be dropped. And now the shield is up. And they're going to nuke it down. She had no mana for anything. Not even Stone Gaze.
I want to observe how much EXP in gold. Yeah, that Medusa kill was 600 gold, 575, and 906 EXP. It's pretty good.
Not too shabby, man.
Yeah, pretty good for Pain right there.
This
kind of thing, like this PA, he actually started from the lane 0, 2, and 4. Started walking around the lanes, and as you mentioned earlier, he got that triple kill in that fight. Ever since, he's picked up a drums, and he's made a complete comeback here. He's got the Aquila, 1,000 gold in his inventory, and about to expand.
New player. You know what he wants to do? He wants to blink himself in, but now his Blink Dagger with that Ignite is staying on cooldown for him.
Whoa. Look at his skill build. Never seen this before.
A 3-4-1-1?
Yeah, he's got stats.
Oh, you're right, he does. They're coming in. Oh, man. That Leshrac gets destroyed. Whitebeard's still hiding in the trees. There was no support that came in to help him out because they're taking a tier 1 tower as a trade-off on the top. Whitebeard will now try and back up. I think he probably should have stayed in the tree line. He's going to turn and stun. Whoever's coming in, he can't do anything. He actually throws away his own life and gives a double kill over to the Centaur. And the tier 1 tower will go down the top lane, but you just lost both of your supports for that. And what'd you really get in return? Medusa hits to the tier 2 tower in mid. Not the greatest trade-off at all.
Yeah, this Medusa's impact is just, it's not there at the moment. And even if she gets Lincoln Sphere, she's still very capable of getting bursted. PA is really good at taking down Lincoln charges with the Stifling Dagger from long distance. So,
looks like they have that going for them. Where we get to question the Lincoln Sphere pickup on a Medusa?
I can't hate on it, honestly. It almost seems like an every game item. It really is that effective on that hero. Any spell you can block with that hero might just help you survive. And of course, the regen is most important. I've also tried getting Battle Fury just because it gives her so much damage, but really, this hero just needs to stay alive with a Scotty, Lincoln, Manta, that kind of thing. She just does too much damage in the long run. Yeah, so it's ironic, but she doesn't have to build much damage. And honestly, I'm more curious about this PA build. I'm starting to wonder if this is viable. I don't think it is, but
going a 4-1-1-2.
Doesn't seem that bad.
I realized too. I was clicking on the wrong hero because I was like, hey, did you see the build? I'm like looking at center. I'm like, that's not stats.
Yeah, so she's basically got she's got 3 points of stats instead of like a max Phantom Strike or max Blur.
Well, is there any point to even max out Blur now? Because it doesn't help you with team fights. In fact, it does the complete opposite.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure that Blur helps you a ton in that team fights. The evasion difference between 20% to 50% is huge.
Whitebeard.
And Whitebeard is about to die.
Yep, he's just getting, he's trying to get a return stun, but then again, Brewmaster jumps in, gets a clap on 2. Instantly into the splits, the Centaur. There's no way out of this, and with the Pulse Nova coming up from Flufferstuff, it's a lot of follow-up damage. You've got to hit this Enigma the second he hits the ground. Not going to happen. They had the stun there, and now 40R jumps on Flufferstuff. The Meg Charge gives him some time, and another send-up. Baja, he tries to turn, but there's no man for a black hole, even with his 10-stick charge. Actually, now he did actually have him. Flufferstuff gets a coup de grace hit onto him. But the battle, 40R will finally find him and bring him down. And TC's run out of his ultimate. The skewers away to safety, but there's another Mystic Snake in 5 seconds' time. That's a blink away to safety by the PA.
Yeah, I've concluded that this is definitely not viable. There's no way this is better than maxing Phantom Strike or maxing Blur. He actually couldn't cast more than one spell in a sequence because he didn't have enough levels on it, or he just wasn't that tanky, even though he had stats. It's 6 points of stats, it gives you 120 extra life points, and if you're rushing this BKB drum build with a strength dreads, you have more than enough HP to survive. I don't think this is that good. Interesting though. Thought we were about to have another burning anime situation here, you know? Woof, that's a close one.
Well, it's the reason why you're the theory crafter, man.
Yeah. It's nice to see this kind of stuff though. I mean, as much as I don't support it, I feel that it's good intuition to attempt it at least.
Well, for now, man, Pain Gaming, they keep farming up this PA to the point where she will pick up that BKB. At which point there's one ability that controls her.
Oh man, yeah, and they're beelining inside the enemy jungle. It's
Whitebeard.
It's a train.
Sacrificial Lamb.
Whitebeard walks right into the train.
He will get one stun off. Can throw your ignite, man. You're gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
He's gonna accept your fate at that point. Anything you've got which could potentially multicast, you throw it.
Seriously, that multicast to ignite, it looks like the most awkward thing because he's already done his throw animation and then just like this ball of white and red just pops out of him or something. But it's so annoying. The fact that it can catch like 2 to 3 heroes in the team fight and then more because of the AoE.
What do you think about this from Fluff and stuff? It's really not normal for a Leshrac to do this these days, where Lightning is just such a powerful ability. To not go a single point up in it and go 4 points Edict, but like the 4 points Edict I can understand because he's trying to force out towers. He just managed to force the glyph from Pain Gaming. But do you really need more than 1 point up in the Split Earth, considering, like, okay, you increase your radius, that's nice, but you don't increase the stun duration.
Actually, I gotta give it to AUI for this one. We've been theory crafting something back in the past because he's a huge Leshrac fan, and of course the Leshrac player for Cloud9. Basically, 1, 2, and 4 is the most efficient and effective build because that lightning gives you that damage and you get all the good stuff from the spells and stuff. But Fluff and stuff is about that doesn't matter.
4-star from Mike trying to save him. Now he's actually killed himself. The RP being committed as well, giving a double kill over to this Phantom Assassin. That's her BKB.
Yeah. Everything's a-okay. The tower's about to go down. TC looks like he wants to engage. Oh,
he's coming in for the denial. There's a TP support coming in. The Alpha stun. That TP was coming in from an Ogre Mashai. That was a yellow scroll.
He does not want to be there.
Oh. We've still got Medusa farming on bottom lane, however.
Going back to that point about the Leshrac though, it's as effective as it is. This hero, if you land a good stun, you've done your job in the fights. And a lot of times what happens with these 1 point and stun targets, they end up missing the stun, and they ended up investing this huge cast animation just standing there, which just makes you so vulnerable to some sort of initiation or jump. So I think this is the correct build, honestly. Despite the lightning buffs, lightning is not a spell that you should commit too many early levels into as a support. Unless you want to do a lightning stun build or like 2 points in edict only or something like that. I think this build is fine.
Well, for now, we hit 9:16 on the board, 21 minutes in. I don't know about you, man, but these games, they seem a lot longer than what they really are.
They really are. I thought the first best of 3 was going to take like 2 hours total, including the wait time, downtime, pick, everything.
It actually felt like 4 hours to me, casting it.
Yeah.
It's just the first 50 to 20 minutes. We've gone to a point where there's always, like, there kind of always was something happening, but it's a lot more obvious when it happens these days. Alright, it just feels like you've run a marathon within the first 20 minutes.
I blame this Medusa pick, Toby.
Well, she's the one here that hasn't been involved in anything so far. The marathon has been run. Medusa caught a cab.
She's going to camp the 22-minute rune here and stack up the Ancients, so she's going to get a little bit extra farm off that, but overall, not the most farm Medusa. She's not under farmed by any means, but you usually want to be a little bit more ahead. You want to be in a spot where you can't have kill pressure applied to you unless 5 heroes commit their spells on you. And right now, this Medusa can very well die to much less than 5.
Well, once you have the mana style, it's going to be a lot more comfortable for her.
Yeah.
But also, once they start team fighting, because that's one thing which we have to take into consideration. Like, Pain Gaming, they've been fighting as 5. Where Sneaking Assassins have not. So for everything which Pain Gaming have, like, they've got their wonderful wombo combo. But Sneaking Assassins were purposely making sure that the Medusa was not involved in any of this. It might have actually punished them a little bit because just of how big that PA is getting. Like, you have a level 15 PA 22 minutes into the game. And the PA is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. But you at a point where Pain Gaming, if they just get one big combo, then your team goes down. And if that PA is strong enough, then you're going to kill them off. But if Sneaking Assassins get their perfect initiation off, with a very tanky Medusa there, with a Brewmaster causing a lot of chaos, it could end up being a lot worse for Pain Gaming if their combo is even slightly off the mark.
Yeah, which is once again somewhat dependent on the Magnus here, and partly with the reason why I didn't entirely support the pick. But I think one of the other things for Pain Gaming is they have good Roshan control. With PA, Roshan sniping becomes extremely easy, and as a matter of fact, they're going into it right now. So Medusa lineups usually can't contest for obvious reasons. You have to have the enemy run into the Medusa, not Medusa running into the enemy team, unless the Medusa is vastly more farmed. In which this case she's not. So I don't think they're going to contest it. It looks like it's going to be the traditional tier 2 dire for Roshan trade. And
this is not looking so easy though for them. 40R's taking a lot of damage for this. Finally get some Malefice off, and Sneaking Assassins are really scared for where they are. That ping came out from... Actually, that was the Skywrath mate. So yeah, they have no idea. Roshan will go down and be like, damn it, we could have been pushing this top T2 tower the entire time.
Yeah, they actually didn't get that. I'm surprised. Wow. That's very surprising. That hurts them a lot. Usually when you get that tier 2 at top, what happens is the team with the Aegis actually can't do anything for a long time. Because you can't push out the top wave because they were just there and you didn't see TPs. So they might just be camping you. And then that not only delays the Roche timer, but also the enemy could just be farming the jungle and then come back to the mid lane. So usually that trade-off goes even. But this time the Roshan gets the huge advantage.
Also, they're still going to give them the tier 2 tower though, because Pain Gaming didn't come back to defend it. They'll use their fortification, and there was one TP that came to the tier 3 tower. That's the Centaur coming up, and they just back it up. So we actually get a multicast filing over on the Ignite. But this is a hand of Midas Ogre Magi. He's really wanting to get that level. Yeah, I know! 25 minutes in, he's trying to finish the damn job on it. But I've got a feeling he's just trying to rack up his points in multicast. Like, the levels are the only thing that are really mattering to him right now.
Oh, I can't agree with this. Ogre Magi with Yules this game would be fantastic. Or Gold Scepter. Or Force Staff. It's...
Or any other item apart from
Midas
the hand
here
of Midas.
at 30 minutes into the game almost. I mean, I understand they expect this game to get dragged out because of the Medusa. But it really is not. This Medusa still can die to some sort of initiation very, very easily. And Pain Gaming's lineup is designed to win one big fight. And as much as Medusa wants to stop that one big fight, she's not big enough right now. So going for a Midas here... Don't know, man. We'll see if it pays off. I'm doubtful, but I guess I can't say too much. I'll withhold my judgment.
Radiant's middle tower.
If he starts running around with 5 million multicasts, then he'd be like, yeah, it'll be wonderful. It's like, but the Midas may not have got him actually that far. That just means his ultimate has been leveled up a little bit, but the random generator's still got to kick in.
There it is. 25:58 Midas, so 26 minutes. Ogre Magi, Midas.
Yeah, you can definitely add that one to the new one in the book.
Yep.
Very circumstantial. We've actually got a build coming up from the Magnus, so he's starting up into his Refresher Orb. So, no surprise there whatsoever. The Basher build coming up from the Phantom Assassin. So looking for the straight lockdown control into the Abyssal Blade potential as well. Coming up from that PA. And with the buff up from the Empower damage, she's already hitting at roughly 230, 240 damage a pop. Not to mention the cleave, which she gets. And because she didn't have... Okay, goodbye top lane. The track is down. And TC can't help him out. But because she doesn't have to go to Battle Fury like we had with our PA in the previous game, because you got the Empower, so you've already got the cleave you're searching for. You just got to stay nearby the Magnus. You can go for it and fight this Basher.
Yeah. Abyssal Blade is so good on that hero. You know, interestingly enough, MKB is also really good on PA for obvious reasons, but I found that the new Butterfly is amazing on PA as well, because you use that Flutter ability, and she moves so fast in the team fights and just chase down any targets even when your dagger is down. So like that new Butterfly in this patch it's quite something, I have to say. Like Gyrocopter, SF, these heroes that get Butterfly right after BKB as AGI carries, they got a huge buff from an early Butterfly. It really does matter.
Just a small thing I want to flag right now. The fortification wasn't used when the tier 1 tower went down the mid. I know you're an appreciator of efficiency, but you should fortify, waste a little bit of time there of paying gaming, and then have it come through break off cooldown when the tower goes down.
Yeah, that would have been wise. Yeah, you can't forget that. Every single tier 1 refreshes the glyph cooldown, and that's one of the things that really kills the whole death ball push metagame from last patch. Although it's kind of still there in terms of heroes, just not the playstyle.
Yeah.
For one, you don't see Rasta the game pick.
Those frustrating things you have as a team is like, oh, I have to wait just a second longer before they can transition into their jungle, and that may have been, like, they'd probably bought them the time to clean up the jungle. I won't say it was exactly that, but you can clean up the entire jungle, and then it respawns again completely. So technically, just by not triggering that, you could be... Yeah,
nice job.
They go King Red into the tree line, the Brewmaster split's gone, the center ulti, and Skewer is able to save him. Yeah.
Again, that center ulti, proving its worth, and it's going to come off cooldown faster than the Panda ulti as well, so if they want to follow up something, they have a 50-second window.
Firefly, they found King Red, but then again, Ned, he got the seal over on IX Mike 88 in time, so there was no Lansua, get hit by the orb, that Mystic Flare well off target, and triple multicast. The RP will be used, but King Red, he's kind of in a weird position, skewers him back down again. The Skywrath Mage will buy it back, and we've got actually a split fight. 40R is battling up against Fluff and stuff. The Stone Gaze will go, and this will slow him down a little bit. Whitebeard looking for more multicast, cannot get them. Ignite turns around. There goes your triple multicast into that one. Baja also being slowed down, but they lose 2 heroes, and he can't get himself in range for the Hoof Stomp in time.
Oh.
He's actually getting semi blocked up by the Magnus illusions that were there.
Yeah,
but it's also the big slow from the Ignite.
The Aegis applied the regen from expiring, and both the Medusa illusions missed, so it didn't take it off. So PA just got back to full without any sustain items in her inventory, so that's really convenient for her. She's going to be able to apply some kill pressure to anybody that shows at the bottom lane here, while probably being able to farm the jungle, and as they say that, all of Pain are actually rotating down here, so they're going to push. Speaking of Pain though, no urns on their team. I think every team in this metagame should have an urn. I mean, it was the same thing last patch because of HP removal, but it's better this patch. So.
Seeing what's coming out from Nyx Assassins, they're trying to do a split push game.
Oh, do you see that bounce? Did you see Ogre Magi just now?
No, I was
Look at the neutral creep on the Ogres. They're taking damage from Ignite. The Ignite actually bounced off the Centaur that was right under the middle tree line there. Right below the ward, the set of 4 or 5 isolated trees. The creep was actually there and it bounced all the way into that creep camp number 2, right above. Wow, that's incredible. Ignite multicast, boys.
That's actually what ended up happening too in the last fight. You had 2 heroes split themselves up. You had the Magnus run up that way, and you had the Enigma run up this way. And because of the triple multicast, he actually hit the Enigma twice.
It's unfortunate.
And he targeted the hero that was here, but still connected up here. What is actually the limit on the range of the multicast?
I believe it's like, I don't know. For some reason, I felt like I read 1150 somewhere. That's just a really weird number, but I think it might actually be around that. Around 1,000 for sure, I think.
The Ignite cast range is 450. We got an engagement up on top lane. Mystic Flare's already committed. The RP, well, that looked like a little bit of overkill, but they got the Shrike as well as the Bat Rider down the top lane. And more kills coming the way here of 40R. He's 10-2-7 on this PA. And by the looks of it, is actually skipping going the full Abyssal Blade.
Ooh,
this might even be a Monkey King bar.
Which would be a good pickup, but again, skipping Abyssal against the Medusa with Lincolns. Not sure about that.
Oh, they found Whitebeard. Missed on the stun! Triple multicast! And the Ignite. The Centaur's burning at the moment. Into the tree line. 90 life points. The Ignite's still on him. 4 staff up. 40 life points he drops down to. That's a support Ogre Magi at level 11 that caused them problems. Can he please use that Midas?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yep. Midas pick up.
Small little thing. But he doesn't have a camp. That's probably the reason why. Is that the creep wave's coming down. So he can take money from this. Helps him build into the negative set 3 he's trying to get up and running. But
Yeah.
he wants experience points. That's why he's going to move himself down and pick up this Wild Wing in a moment.
And he's not going to die. There it is. Pain Gaming is going to back up. He's going to the Wild Wings, as you said, and the Midas finally goes on cooldown. You know, it's a funny thing. A lot of people don't notice it either, but there's a lot of competitive gaming overall that's really, I would say, dependent on people and having their habits, which is why roles are such a thing for people to specialize in. Like, I was talking to Arteezy just about the, I don't know, in between the games here, and he was telling me how he's practicing buying mech on some of his heroes, because a lot of times in competitive, you see this player who's normally really good, but they get put into this hero or position that they normally don't play. And then, for example, Mechanzum's a really good example, because these people that normally don't buy mech, and they don't use it because they forget that they have the item, or they're just not used to clicking it for their supports and saving people.
Or even the exact timing of it would be difficult to like have as like an instinct.
Exactly, and now TC is getting initiated upon at mid.
Yeah, 4-star throw from the Batrider will get him away, and then a triple multicast. There goes your stun, but the Flame Break is going to pull him back out of it with the damage from 40R. He rotates him. Barsha has triggered his BKB. There's a refresher orb. She's coming out in the courier. It's not even there yet. So they have double RP if they want to push high ground, but look at top. The Medusa is almost reaching the tier 3 tower here, while Pain still have a tier 2 to go through. And now the second they realize that no one's inside that base, he has to move up. Flopper stuff's coming up behind him. The Observer will spot the rotation. So Hofstomp very much off target.
Oh man.
And Floss, they're both doing a TP out now. This BT's over on the Medusa, so she's back to defend.
Yep. They're playing this well. Despite the 2 kills at mid, and the Enigma not casting the BKB before his Black Hole, which would guarantee the Panda kill as well, and possibly change the outcome of what's happening right now. Their Nyx Assassin are adopting quite nicely, and again, this Medusa is just getting bigger and bigger. The only problem though is that this PA is full-on snowball right now, and PA can very well fight up a Medusa, especially when you have Black Hole, Centaur Stomp, as well as Magnus Ultimate to fall back on. And yeah, this Magnus has a refresher as well, and they're pretty much guaranteed the next Roshan too, considering the map control.
Yeah, they should be able to take it.
Really good spot for Pain Gaming right now.
Right now, King Red as well as TC. I don't know if they actually saw each other for a moment. They did back up. That Observer Ward, there's no way you can smoke here either. Nyx Assassin just being watched so closely. The Medusa is just sprinting herself down to the bottom lane. Hoping for some kind of like, I think she realized she needs to keep that push going. It's the only way. Also, they're trying to get that full butterfly into her. But at the same time, the Monkey King bar is being completed, so is this even worth... I don't want to say if is it worthwhile finishing, because it still is. But the major damage output, which is the PA, is capable of directly hitting you. That in itself is a problem.
It is. Most certainly is. Oh my gosh, just look at these crits. 1.2k, that's without the Empower. And this Empower that's going to transpire and exist through the BKB. Oh dear, man. Nyx Assassin better not find themselves bundling up. That's all I can say.
The tier 2 tower is slowly being brought down by illusions. The Batrider trying to find an opening. They can see that Roshan is alive, but up on top, 40R. He keeps his split push going. Attacks now into the tier 2 tower. And they're seeing just how much damage a very farmed up PA can do. That's without the Empower buff up. They got Fortification available, but I don't think they want to use it for just their tier 2 tower. PA just takes it.
Wow, that's so surprise to me, because now this PA can actually TP back to the bottom lane, and they can go straight into Roshan.
Yep.
The enemy can't actually react adequately, because even with Firefly, you don't know if they're going on you, or you don't know if they're going into Roshan. And you know what? They're doing exactly that. This is one of those, like, objective-wise, like, strategic plays that, I mean, I guess you can say the Dire side has advantage of, but that was really on the Radiant for not TPing anybody at the top lane and not using Glyph. That you can't give towers for free, even with the tower nerfs, because objective-wise,
they're coming over to contest this, but Roshan's already down.
Yeah.
The Aegis is in the hands of the PA, and now Whitebeard. They 4-starved him up, but the Centaur ulti will allow them to follow into this. And going high ground with an Aegis the Immortal and no Ogre Magi to battle up against, and all the creep waves are over the river in your favor. This is a perfect position for Pain Gaming.
Yeah, this is the time to push, right here, right now.
Their advantage is so high. Look how quickly they can just mop up the wave. The only thing they have to wait for is the creep wave to arrive. That's the only thing they have to be
Oh, you know, King RD, he sees the Medusa right now. The biggest play for him would have been to wait and camp the Medusa at the top lane, and RP him as he's TPing. That would have been the biggest play for King RD. Oh, I think he just missed it. He came to the mid lane to help his team.
They want to fight. They want to fight head to head, but they're wasting time. The fortification's still here, and they haven't breached high ground. And you've already got the Medusa relieving the
King
pressure
RD.
on the top.
Oh, he missed out on the perfect opportunity for the game-winning play. All you have to do is just RP this Medusa once, just get away with a skewer. She actually can't do anything. You can skip the creep wave with Magnus, go behind the Medusa, and then just kill the creep further away. She has no TP for 50 seconds from the boots of travel, and she's gonna try to walk measly with her speed. No Scotty to slow you down. You have Blink, Force Staff, Refresher, everything you need to escape. He really should have gone for that play. He had the rune, he had a ward spotting out the Medusa very nicely with the creep wave. That's just a shame. That would have been the right play. Yikes.
Shed a tear, man. Shed a tear. Oh, for now. I don't think Pain Gaming, they're still going to feel confident in themselves. They have an Aegis model, they have a BKB Blink Daggering Enigma, they have a Blink Daggering Force-Staffing Centaur who's got his ulti off cooldown in 11 seconds. The only thing they don't have is mana on Skywrath. They actually can't use this Mystic Flare, he's still just concussive shots only. And
he did pick up Earn though, so he's getting that Sobi Mask effect, that 50% mana regen.
Yeah, but it's still not fast. And, yeah, I read that. Sorry.
Very significant, Toby.
Sheldon
Please.
will add a freaking sarcasm sign to this broadcast.
Positivity, please, Toby.
Well, the top tier 3 tower is now going to be reached as well, and these illusions have split shot on them too.
Yeah, this is again like I really wish he did that. That would have just allowed his team to push uphill. It's unfortunate. They're gonna end up delaying this game, and who knows? The Aegis might just expire on them again.
Everybody gets a bloodlust. You get a bloodlust. Everyone gets a bloodlust. He just multicasted and got 3 heroes all at once. So they're running out very, very quickly.
Honestly, in terms of ogre buffs, I don't think he really needs any right now because he's in a really good place.
They found one. They found the Enigma.
Oh, nice pick.
And there's no follow-up from this. And the Enigma, well, he's got buyback off cooldown, but they just want the tier 2 tower back. That's going to be the goal right now. And you're able to do that. Medusa with split shot molds up this creep wave so quickly, and with already another 2.8k gold on Medusa, and this tier 2 tower is already so low on life anyway. Actually, what does she go into next? Is it meant to be a heart, or is it just meant to be the Skadi?
Should be Skadi. Yeah, the slow effect is very important here.
There's a slow effect actually, because I know with split shot the animation goes on all the arrows, but do you actually get the slow from the split shot?
No, only
they're coming in! The stun, no multicast, but they'll try and slow him down. There's your Mystic Flare picking up Whitebeard, but the Pulse Nova from Fluff and stuff. Oh man! Hero to 0 for Fluff and stuff, 40 cast him in 2 with a bread knife.
Gosh. Send me armor, send me damage block, please. This PA. That was nasty. Simply put, that was dirty. Oof. You shouldn't be able to do that kind of thing inside a game.
Medusa's going a Monkey King bar.
Oh man.
It's an MKB. And at the farm rate that she's going, because the creep wave, like, she's still pushing with the illusions on the top. If she farms up this wave here on the side, she can go and pick up the Demon Edge right now. Actually, she killed off all the conversions on the top lane. They were fresh conversions. And Batrider is right behind him. The BKB will trigger, and IX Mike will just lasso him, drag him back. The Brewlings are actually doing a hell of a lot of damage. But now there's no Brewmaster rolling. Are they actually giving this kill over? Yeah, they are. They give the kill to the Medusa, who only gets 1 of the Javelins. She can't just instantly TP back here. All she's got is 1 Javelin, but needs a defense. The Mystic Snake will fly out. The Courier's going to fly back the rest of the Monkey King bar. But it looks like Pain don't want to fight this at all yet. They're going to back themselves up. But this Medusa only has 1 item slot left, and has kind of got to be a Rapier or a Skadi. It's the only options right now for the Medusa.
Yeah. Actually, Rapier is a decent option. I don't know if she wants to do that though. I think
Medusa! What are you doing? Force Staff away from the Mystic Flare. They'll save her into the clap follow-up. And now RP, it's only on Fluff and stuff. Multicast damage is already flying out. They've brought down the Magnus so quickly, and they got the PA. The Aegis Simona will be triggered. There's no lasso available, and they wait for him to come up. The BKB will go, but that damage output into her is just so high. The Sticky Napalm is trying to stack the Flame Break. Not the perfect timing. There's a long duration BKB with a force up. RP, that's number 2 being used right now, holding him in position, but they can turn the King Red. He'll actually skewer the Medusa away and away from the rest of them, but the damage output's enough. The Magnus will go down actually from the Ignite damage that was there. And Pain Gaming are being forced back. This Medusa has worked overtime. They actually managed to pick themselves up 7,000 worth of experience in that one
and you know
engagement.
what? I think IX Mike might have been able to end the game if he, instead of changing the target focus to Skywrath, if he just kept going on the PA, he would have gotten the kill with the Flame Break and the Shadow Blade.
She PA still has buyback.
Yeah, she does, but it would have forced the buyback and
they got one.
So far
They
ahead.
got the Centaur. Dragon back. Where's your multicast? 1 and 2. That's on the stun. Now the Abyssal Blade being used. The Black Hole trying to hold Medusa there. The shield is gone. Medusa is down for 95 seconds. White Beard, the follow-up on B here, but the Brewmaster Split's also been used. Pulse over from Flufferstuff trying to bring down 40R, and he's actually doing the job. They've got him down. The buyback is still available, remember this. But the Brewmaster searching for the kill. They 4-staff up. You've already got the Medusa who just bought back and came back in the engagement. The Mystic Mystic Snake being thrown out. Double Napalm stacks and just keeping this Blink Dagger on cooldown, and the Enigma's gone. 70 seconds on the sidelines.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't buy back and just TP to one of the outer towers. There were 2 guaranteed kills with the low HP Batrider on with no mana as well as the other. Oh my gosh.
Problems.
Wow. See, this is the weird thing, is that this engagement, if this PA doesn't buy back, not only do they lose the tower, but there's a chance that Nyx goes for the upper tower as well. And if I was, you know, if I was in the position of Nyx, I would say to myself, okay, there are actually 4 heroes down. Magnus can come back, but he doesn't have Refresher, and we know that. And of course, Centaur coming back might cause a problem, but PA and Enigma, we want them to force, like, we want to be forced into buybacks, and that lack of a buyback there, for better or for worse, I'm not too sure, but I feel like if Nyx played this properly, that PA would end up buying back anyway. Then again, the DC just happened. I don't know what's been happening with their computers. So
I just assume internet drops. They might be playing in a LAN cafe.
Probably, right? I mean, the way they dropped it seemed like a power outage or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check in our conference to see what's going wrong. But what a nice time to drop. It's just after you basically get, well, team wiped. And you sit there. The amount of experience and goal they earned off that was ridiculous. The difference is now only by 4,000 in the experience after it was almost 14,000 advantage.
Yeah.
So just
that bottom lane, that was a throw. That's a pretty big throw. Like, Magnus got greedy instead of committing the RP right away. And even with the RP, that Medusa would have gotten forced back anyway.
Well,
so I guess
he also had to buy back to actually do that second RP. Like,
yeah,
the first
right.
RP was on a solo Fluff and stuff. He never found a proper target. So Fluff gets stunned and like, well, this is going to do us good, and then nothing more.
Yeah, well, Fluff is pretty happy that he was the only target there for sure. And the Magnus came back, second RP dropped, he got 1 kill, but he still ended up paying for it with his life. So, I mean, in terms of items, he doesn't have too much to go at this point, aside from a BKB. But for what it's worth, he really wants that BKB, and I think last fight was a pretty good demonstration of that. But the other thing is, I think he needs some more patience, and he wants a smoke, most importantly. For Magnus to work properly, especially when it comes to high ground defenses, overall, like, not many people buy smokes enough, and I think S4 is like the only one that really does it well. You want to always be out of vision, because you have to deceive the enemy that you're not there, whether it's obvious or not. Because without being able to see where you are exactly, simply put, they'll have to play differently.
I'm hoping what they're saying is just a joke. But all the players from Pain will now be coming in, so they're good to go again. And
okay, oh,
yeah,
looks like the goal has given.
Yep. Let's go. So Batrider. This guy's even tried to build into a refresher or likes Mike 88, and he gets a regeneration room bolted up. You couldn't have got any luckier for him.
Yeah, how convenient, really.
Yeah, his lasso's coming off cooldown. He's going to be full life, full mana, and they come high ground. That creep wave doesn't survive long up against Medusa, especially them 3 Medusas. attacking into the tier 3 tower. Fortification set, the blink lines through. Whoops, Mike, he walked straight past Ned. I don't know if he was trying to, if he just thought did he get sealed or? Now RP, it only got one, they forced up him, no! King Red, they try to bait him in. Then again, for some reason, Stonegaze. Then again, Baja blinked himself into Stonegaze. Little bit of misplace on their combination there, but the RP is down. There's no refresher of a bubble. They're going to jump in and try and fight this one. There's no split of bubble for TC. The clap will be there. Mystic Flare. TC gets burned inside the fire. Medusa will go down. Then the double edge. Ike's Mike takes the fall. We go from one throw to the other. And they're searching for another one. Flopper stuff, slowing down by Concussion Shop. Now Malefice. Then the Stifling Dagger. Even getting a coup de grace crack on it. The Gem of Truth will be lost. Roshan's still down for another potentially 1 minute or more. But Pain Gaming just won a huge fight for them.
The Medusa also down for more than a minute. She doesn't have buyback.
It's true. They're gonna push.
Oh man, this is the time.
They gain 9,000 experience from that, and overall probably about 15. Actually, that's actually more than that. That's 3,500 worth of gold.
I mean, honestly, this Medusa Toby is 40 to 50% of the net worth on the side of Sneaking Nyx Assassins. They can't hold without the Medusa.
No, they can't. They have Fortification, though. A Brewmaster split might be able to do some work here. Just drunkening hazing over on the PA. As much evasion as possible. Now King Red's come in with his own BTs. Refresher Orb is up, but it's another 20 seconds until the RP is available. The mid-melee ranks did, however, go down in favor of Sneaking Nyx Assassins. So they could try and defend this with just 4 heroes, but it's a tall order. A really, really tall order. They've lost a lot of their damage output. You're going to need multicast galore coming up from these heroes.
Don't think multicast galore works through BKB at this point.
No,
so
it doesn't, but then again, if he has to get the BKB off the RP! Double 4-man RP! Watch him cleave, watch him die! GG! Pain Gaming take game number 2. And are we going to be looking at the second upset loss of the night for the D2CL? The Brazilians want it to be so.
Wow. What can I say? That is super brutal for them to have that game ended. From a pause that disconnected all 5 members of the team. Within a 100-second time span, they just come back and take 2 Raxes, kill the hero without the buyback, more than almost half the net worth of a team, and take the game.
I'm just surprised that SNA decided to turn and try and fight that. Because with the Brewmaster ulti, I'm talking about like back where the tier 2 tower used to be for the Dire side.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they should have. They didn't protect the Medusa well enough. They thought that with the gaze they could just walk out, but
yeah,
no way Pain Gaming is letting that happen with Stampede.
So for now, we'll be having ourselves a short break, and we'll see you back here in a couple of moments' time for game number 3, our final deciding matchup and last game of the night. We'll be starting in just a moment.